Alright, you guys, we're going live with our video in 10 more minutes. I sent out all the notifications on Facebook, on Instagram, so whoever's gonna join, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly 10 minutes right now. So yeah, this will probably be a quick stream, like 30 minutes. I put together some videos for us to watch that I'm gonna react to. The sun just went down, so it's kind of perfect timing. You guys climb on in. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna be starting very soon. It's getting late. Your girl's gotta work tomorrow, so like I said earlier, this is gonna be a quick video, probably 30 minutes. A 30-minute video at the max. Alright, let's get it. So, it's been a minute, alright? Your girl has taken a hiatus. I've been taking care of myself, and a lot is going on in the world right now. So, we are here to react to all of the things that have been going on. I hope you guys are tuning in. If you're not right now during the live, it's all good. I'm gonna make sure the video's saved. We're gonna play it again this Saturday. So in case you missed it and you wanna be live, don't worry, I got you covered, bro. Also, I have a Twitch, so if you're not into the YouTube thing, make sure to go follow me on my Twitch. But let's get into this video.
What the hell?
Those are not birds, eh?
What
Right
is
there.
that? Right there.
I see them on the camera.
You know what that reminds me of? Probably back in like 2005, 2006, 2007. One of those years, right? In Mexico, there was like a fleet that looked exactly like that. It was like these little bitty orbs, and they were all over the sky, and they were all moving in one direction. This looks like a small fleet, obviously, but that's what that reminds me of. Let's see.
We have some amazing footage coming out of America, coming from a user called Jerome Munoz. I probably butchered his name, but watch this, okay? Listen to their reaction, and this thing fires some sort of cloud as well. And here's an AI overview of detecting if this is a AI generated video or not. So there you go. Let's listen.
That's weird.
What? Oh?
Okay, wait. Hold up. Because y'all remember when they were doing that Project Blue Beam? This was like 2016-ish, maybe, something like that. And we were seeing, like, in Norway and all these other countries, like, this weird, like, portal-looking thing opening up. That's what that kind of looks like. But the fact that it shot out from the orb, like, that's the thing that makes it kind of like, whoa, what is this actually? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Like a smoke ring? Like, what's E.T. doing up there? You know? Hold on, let's see. Let's watch the whole video.
No way! I got on video.
When you see something like this for the first time in your life, it changes everything that you've been brought up around, man. Orb in nature. We've seen these bad boys all over the world. So with the AI overview, it says here specifically AI generation probability 6%. So this is authentic, baby. So I asked it to give me an origin hypothesis, okay? And right here it says natural phenomena, 20%. No thunderstorm, unlikely to be ball lightning. Too sustained and stable for meteor, insect or camera flaring. Human made, 12%. No visible rotor beacon or sound. Doesn't match drones, flares or spotlights. Lacks structure casing or known aerospace signature. Non-human surveillance orb, 68%. Self-illuminated, hovering smooth motion, silent and resistant to wind. Right? Often reported near wilderness bases during quiet EM conditions. Interesting. Consistent with global orb surveillance reports linked to Dulce, Pine Gap, Nazca, and ley line intersections. What? And here's your final overview. Real video, yes, 94% confident. AI generated, no, 6% chance or less.
Alright, okay.
Coming from a user. We have some amazing footage.
Let's look at it from start to finish, because like I see the orb. Okay, let's get to the point where that smoke ring sort of like shoots out.
Footage coming out of America, coming from a user called Jerome Munoz. I probably butchered his name, but watch this. Okay, listen to their reaction, and this thing fires some sort of cloud as well. And here's an AI overview of detecting if this is a AI generated video or not. So there you go. Let's listen.
That's weird.
What?
Oh?
Like, that's so
I got on video.
crazy.
When you see something like this for the first time in your life, it changes everything that you've been brought up around, man.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely weird. I mean, I can't say that it's not exactly like that Norway incident that we saw, because that too, it's kind of similar, right? Only that was on like a big scale, like a large scale, because that smoke ring or whatever it's supposed to be, it was like it filled up the whole sky and it was like spiraling. You know what I mean? Like it was way bigger than that. This is kind of like this orb, and then it shoots this like particle plasma or whatever it is out, and then like it just dissipates. Like it seems like a targeted sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I saw an orb in Ohio tonight, and the energy did not feel intimidating at all. I don't think we have anything to fear. Katie N. The orbs in the sky mean no harm. They are telling us to stop fighting and to come together. Hashtag orbs. Hashtag plasmoids. That's the first time I've heard that, bro. Plasmoids. Is that what they call it now? Alright, let's watch the video. That's cool though. Like, you know what it looks like whenever you put light through a diamond or through a crystal, how you get like that rainbow, whatever, and it depends on the plane that you're shooting the light through, like what it looks like. So this looks like if that diamond or that crystal had multifaceted, like so many different levels and layers to the actual outside of facets part of it, and then you shine that light through it. That's what this reminds me what it would look like. Like it would have to be thousands of like faces with the light shining through it to get something even this similar like this. That is so cool, bro. That's cool. Like, I've never seen nothing like that, but I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Because, you know, okay, so the whole orb thing that was, like, really big last year and like the beginning of this year off the coast of Jersey and like all of this stuff. And Dr. Stephen Greer actually said like, you know, the ones with the blinking lights and like it's moving slow through the sky. Like he said it's obvious that that's just like somebody's technology. Like there's nothing to get excited about over that. But I have seen the videos of like the orbs actually coming out of the ocean. Like those, like they were red, like they were all red, and they were rising up out of the ocean. Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong or whatever, but I'm just saying there's something more happening, because that to me does not look like a drone. That doesn't look like any type of technology that I know of, obviously, that we have that's like 3D level. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these things, like, you can see, like, okay, yeah, that might be a government, whatever, but like this sparkling, reflecting rainbow light, like shimmering, and like, hold up. Look at that, bro. Like, what is that? Alright, we can't get stuck, because I could honestly watch that over and over. There's something about all those colors shining and like, man, everything just looks, that's beautiful, bro. Seriously, that's beautiful. Alright, next. What else we got? Obviously, we gonna turn that down. Someone's on a plane. That looks like that could be fabricated. That plane is annoying. What is that? They're kind of stationary. Like, it doesn't look like they appear to be moving. Let's see, what does it say? UAPs, weird lights hovering in the sky near Sky Harbor Airport. As my plane was. Dang, it's hard to read. As my plane was landing, Sky Harbor Airport. I don't know about that one. They seem like stationary. Like they're not moving at all. Like, that's the best way, in my opinion. No, I don't know what that is. That could be like the still of some fireworks or something. But like, that's one of the ways that you can kind of tell if it's, in my opinion, and Dr. Stephen Greer, he talks about it too, like if you have something that's stationary or something that's like moving, but it's moving slowly, like, it's gonna be kind of hard to convince me that that's something that we didn't actually create. Like, I'm gonna think that that's us, pretty much. But when you see the ones that's like zooming fast, or like doing 90-degree turns, or like they fade in and then they fade out, almost like they going through dimensions or something, like, that's like, okay, well, now what is that? You know, it could still be us. I'm not saying that it's not us, because it could still be. But it's harder to convince me that that would be something that's not a extra. You get what I'm saying, bro? I'm messing with my words, but you get what I'm saying when it comes to the ones that are stationary versus the ones that move fast versus the ones that kind of just slowly go across the sky. Let's see if there's some more in this compilation. Okay.
See if I can zoom in more.
These are the ones that trip me out.
I know I can, but my fingers don't work. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Let's see if we can zoom in.
Like, what is that?
That's kind of cool.
You know what that reminds me of? You ever seen the videos of like when they actually make a video of like a cell and you can see like the plasma like that's like moving around it, like that's what that reminds me of. Like if you could see a cell blown up like on a bigger scale, like that's sort of what that looks like to me. Hold on, let's keep going.
Can you talk to me?
Oh, she gone.
Can you hear me?
She talking to the Orb. Okay.
Jesus loves me.
Oh.
Oh, you know Jesus. You know Jesus. Jesus is awesome, isn't he?
Why is it moving like that?
Yes, he is.
Okay, this is kind of weird.
God
this
is good.
strange.
God is good. God is good.
What, bro? Like, that is crazy how that looks.
You know Jesus. Jesus is awesome, isn't he?
It's almost like it's responding to her. Like, that's the weird part about it. It seems like it's responding to what she's saying. You know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
Somebody, he put just the eye of Sauron in the sky.
God
Okay.
is good.
Lord of the Rings mean
God is good.
that don't look
God
nothing
is
like that.
good.
That's crazy. Let's turn it on. Whoa. Hold on. Like, okay, that's what I'm talking about when I mean all of those lights that were in the sky in Mexico all those years ago. It looked like that, like they were really close together, but they were like all over the sky. Like, can y'all imagine that, dude? Like, so many people would trip out if they see that. I seriously think so many people would be like, what is going on with the sky right now? That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't imagine being the person that's driving in that vehicle and you're like seeing that in the sky. Like, how are they so silent? For real.
You know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a
Look how it's
natural
moving.
phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts
Like, look
who
how
might
it's
be
moving,
able
bro.
to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there's so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lee's saying he's wondering whether or not that might
Hold
be
up, go
the
back.
moon.
Municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But
It kind of mimics, like, I don't know if y'all seen the videos, but whenever Texas had that eclipse and people were showing videos of like what the ground looked like, and you could see those like little orbs or whatever it was, and they were kind of like moving like that. Like, that's what that reminds me of. It's like the sun, the heat of the sun, whenever it's showing itself through an eclipse, and you see like those wavy like plasma light, they call them like light snakes or something like that. But when you see them on the ground and they're like moving all fast like that, it makes me think, like, is it actually interacting with the sun? Like, does this have something to do with the sun? Because people keep calling like these things like plasmoids, right? So is this like some type of effect that the sun is having on it's man, it's hard to explain, but like, I get what I'm trying to say. I don't know if y'all get what I'm trying to say, but like, is the sun actually affecting these orbs? Because that's what it looks like, bro.
guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lee's saying he's wondering whether or not that might be the moon, Tony, but you pointed out
No, that's
it's
not the
exactly
moon,
the
bro.
question people are asking. What is it?
No. Yeah.
That's not the moon.
No, we're looking at the moon right now, and that's nowhere near the moon.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the moon.
News people, bro, they're so funny. Whoa. Okay, so this is supposed to be videos of the floods that have been going on all over. We got floods in China. We had floods somewhere in Europe. I can't remember if it's Italy or somewhere else. And then we had those floods in Texas. So I don't know if it says exactly what country these are in. No, it doesn't say. All right, let's see. That's crazy. I don't think all of these are 2025 though. I don't think all of these are 2025. Some of these look familiar from like years ago. Y'all let me know. In the comments below if some of these videos of these floods are actually from a different year. Hold up. Whoa.
Yes, I did.
Oh no.
There goes my car.
He just said, "There goes my car."
Holy shit. Whoa, that's fast.
See, that was an alligator, which makes me think that that video was in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Texas don't have alligators. I don't know if y'all are in Texas. Let me know, dudes. Does Texas have alligators? But I seen that video, and that's not actually recent. I think that was from the Florida hurricane that happened last year, I think. All right, let's see. I don't know about that one. Whoa. All right. All right. Let's see this next one. Okay, they're saying that this is Texas. Is this what happened in Texas? Look how fast that's. Hold up. No. No way. This is not how this happened, bro. Oh my god. Is this how this actually happened, y'all? For real. Is like that how fast the water actually rose? That does not seem natural to me. That now that last one did. That last one, this one right here. I don't think that's Texas. Y'all let me know, but that actually looks a little bit more. That's crazy, bro. Oh, hold up. What? Let's see, July 5th to the 2025 Texas floods. So they're saying that this is Texas too. Bro, look at that water. Look. That's crazy, bro. Oh my god. I hate that sound, like that alarm sound. It's one of the sounds that like I can't stand. I get it, they have to make it annoying because that's what actually makes people like, you know, become alarmed, but like it's one of the most annoying sounds to me. Whoa. The weather has been so crazy, bro. Like last year with the hurricanes and everything going inland to the mountains, and then like it's the weather is just Mother Earth. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's her or if it's modification, but this weather is just crazy, bro. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, this says New York, New Jersey. Yeah, I can't do that music. July 14th, 2025. In New York and New Jersey due to intense rainfall. Whoa, in the subway. Are y'all seeing this, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, what else we got?
Earthquake.
There we go. That sound. Why do y'all do that, bro? I cannot stand that sound. Whoa. Okay, it said a magnitude 7.3 earthquake occurred today about 54 miles from Sandpoint, Alaska. event on July 16th, 2025 at approximately 12:37 p.m. Alaskan time. Approximately 87 kilometers south of Sandpoint, Alaska, at the depth of roughly 12 to 22 miles below sea level. Tsunami warning. This don't look like Alaska to me, though. Like, come on, y'all. I seen this video. I don't think this was 2025, but I've seen this video before. Maybe like in 2020-ish. Like 2020, 2021. Like, that to me looks like something we've created. I wouldn't chalk that up to E.T. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. Not me. Like, we could easily do something like that. Whoa. Okay, the way it shot up like that, though. Hold up. Okay, and then it's gonna shoot up. I don't know about that one. I can't say on that one, bro. I really can't. I want to say it looks semi-real, but man, you can't tell these days, for real. Dang, that's crazy. Okay. First LA fires, now Orbs, and it's only January 2025. This year is already setting up to break world tragedy records. Stay safe out there. What's that? What is that? Like behind the clouds, giving off like an orange glow. Okay, now it's going red. It's moving really slow though. Unless they slowed this video down. They could have slowed the video down, but okay. Yeah, I seen this video. This is there's another guy that I watch who showed this video on there, and it's like he gets drug out to the water or something. He gets like drug underneath the water, like something's pulling him. I'll tell you what, he getting ate up too with all those mosquitoes. I mean, dang. You better get out of there. He's like, I'm not going back in that water ever again. Alright, what else we got? I saw this footage years ago and cannot get it out of my... Hold up now. Undeniable footage caught and verified by trusted source. Okay, I think this is the one video that they showed in that documentary. Yeah, it is. This was in a documentary that they showed on, like, I want to say Discovery or National Geographic or something like that. Of like this crew that went underwater. Hold up.
He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year the astonishing footage we just watched, and I'd like to start out with some
Yeah, that hand.
Dr. Paul Robertson.
The webbed hand.
I'd really like to see what's on that second camera. I'm glad. I think we all do. Our viewers at home too would like to see that. We're going to show you that right now. Let's take a look.
Oh
Dr. Robertson.
No, sorry. Can we play that back, please? It was incomplete, but based on the remains that were taken from us, it looks like the same species.
Dr. Smith, what did you think when you saw this and when you filmed it at the time?
Well, I looked at it and
It had a webbed hand.
I just knew I was looking into the face of another intelligence,
Yeah,
another
see,
species
the
like
hand
us.
was webbed.
Dr. Smith, tell us, who did you first show this footage to when you realized what you had filmed?
Well, we knew we could not share it with the duty officers of the expeditions. So we...
Again, you mean the Icelandic authorities who basically said that if you pursue this, they're going to threaten you with legal action.
Exactly. So we discussed it as a crew, and because we are Danes and Greenland is a part of Denmark, we thought we could go to the Danish authorities. So we did.
I'm going to put up an article here, and this is just remarkable. Please take a look at this. This is Greenland's response to what the Danish authorities shared with them. The government in Greenland issued a total ban on all new drilling, all new oil exploration, and this was just announced on March 27th of this year, 2013, and all of this in response to the footage that you...
Yeah, that reminds me of something that happened in Africa. They were trying to do something underwater. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I watched the video. They were trying to do something underwater, and the Mami Wata, that's what they call them in African culture. They said the Mami Wata kept attacking like their underwater structures, and like every time they would try to build, like something would go wrong, something would happen, and so they ended up just not doing it because it was like it wasn't cost effective. You know what I mean? Like if it's not real, why would the Greenland, Iceland, whatever government cease their underwater drilling operations if the video is not real and none of that actually happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of confirms that the video is real. Because otherwise, why would you stop drilling unless maybe there is some kind of species under there?
You and your team shared with the Danish authorities.
Yes, that's right.
We have a map of this area. Can we put up the map right now? Yeah, I mean, this is near where you filmed the encounter, is that right?
Yes.
Seems like a vast area. That's huge.
It's actually the largest natural park in the world, and also a coastal preserves for marine mammals. And I think because of our footage was taken near that area, then there was a lot of concern about the disturbances to this habitat and what that may affect to the animals there.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the reasons why we shouldn't be doing a lot of the stuff under the water, because we just don't know what's down there. Like, there's a reason that we haven't discovered any of it. I think that's because, one, we don't have the technology to go that deep, and two, they found some stuff down there that they're like, okay, we gonna leave that alone. You know what I mean? And we need to leave that alone. It's just like the moon, bro. Just like the moon. That's what else we got? Y'all know I can't do it. July 19th, Southeast England. Whoa. It's everywhere. Like, it's all over. Oh. It took the whole canopy. Oh my God. Did y'all see that? It took the whole gas station canopy. Hold up, where is it at? I think it's the next. Right here. Whoa. Man, this weather, bro. This weather, y'all. I feel like it's gonna get to the point where like tropical areas, mountainous areas, like all these areas people call resorts, like it's no longer safe. A resort area is not safe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get to the point where these areas, if it's by the water or it's on a mountain, like nowhere is safe right now. Look what happened to Asheville. You know what I'm saying? Man, bro. Crazy sight to see coming off of 22 onto 17B by the outlets, Myrtle Beach. Whoa. Look at that cloud. Ain't no way I'm driving under that. Nope. I'm turning around. I'm heading back the other way. Nope. Not doing it. Y'all going in the wrong direction. Like, why would you? I get it. There's some people who storm chase. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie. I do like looking at lightning. It's really pretty. You know what I mean? But driving into a storm, I don't see how that could be intelligent. That's not intelligent. That's a big roll cloud. That's huge. Myrtle Beach, that's South Carolina. Alright.
I mean, his hands are really down like this against his side, and his eyes were really...
Okay, hold on. So we get into the abductions, which means we're close to the end of the video. We've been going for almost an hour. So shout out to all those who've watched the video and gotten to this point. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep going. Let's rewind this a little bit.
He was standing like a robot. I mean, his hands are really down like this against his side, and his eyes were really big, and he looked so scared. And I stepped toward him, and I remember thinking, my God, he's paralyzed with fear. That's the thought that went through my mind. And I stepped toward him, and I put my hands out to him, and I said, sweetie, they won't hurt you. They won't hurt you. You'll be okay. They won't hurt you. And it was like he couldn't even hear me. He didn't look at me. His eyes were just like straight ahead. And the light was all around us at that time. But there was nothing I could do. And that's the last thing that I remember. Everything after that was like a dream. We just got like really, like in a dream where things, out of sequence, and I knew I wasn't in my home. I didn't know where I was, but I could hear Danny screaming, and I was just like trying to hit something. I remember it was just really crazy. And then the next thing that I remember was waking up the next morning.
Do you believe?
That's crazy, bro.
He was standing like a robot.
And you can tell that she really experienced something because it's in her voice. You know what I mean? Like it's in her whole demeanor. Like tears coming out of her eyes, and like just remembering like this is real for her. Whether it's not for other people, like it doesn't matter. Like this is her story. Whoa.
It's just What did they look like?
I guess it's a pretty typical description nowadays. Very large eyes, hairless. Two eyes, nose, mouth. I didn't see them speak or no change in the expressions.
Right.
And
sort of neutral.
To me, that in the face of all the screaming and the fear that I was projecting, their lack of reaction probably just added to my panic. But
did they feel like they were a living creature, or did they feel like they were a robot?
Well, they were without expression, I'll say that. But, I've had 45 years to think about that. In more recent years, I think, well, maybe if they're telepathic and it's developed enough to where they don't need to talk, they also don't need facial expression.
Right.
And so their ability to communicate with each other would be much richer and more complete than we have. And speech and frowns or smiles or whatever would become obsolete pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, that is a theory about where human beings are headed. If we continue to evolve, that we will one day reach this point where the biological limitations of our monkey bodies
we can use all our mind.
will slowly start to fade away, and we'll have different abilities to
well,
communicate.
why would we need to frown or smile if you can say much more?
And also, their musculature, did they look like smooth, like they had no clear muscles?
Yeah, they were pretty smooth, very light. When I hit the one, it fell back into the other one pretty easily, like he weighed hardly anything.
Like a little kid?
Yeah. That was the most terrifying experience of my life.
I bet.
But when I tell this story and try to relate to people, I'm trying to communicate what I experienced and how utterly, utterly traumatic that was, and how it was so devastating. I was, on the verge of catatonic for weeks after it happened. But I don't want to relate this story in order to
put fear,
inspire fear.
Yeah.
Because I've had enough time to think about it that I think that it was unwarranted, that my reaction was just due to my ignorance of the situation.
They, like, the way Hollywood did his story, though, like, I can't remember what it's called, something in the sky, but they did a whole movie on Travis Walton. Fire in the Sky, I think, is what the movie's called. And, like, Hollywood is so extra, bro. Like, they made it so scary. They made it so, like, the beings didn't look how he's describing it. They made them look, like, way scarier. They just did so much. And then to hear him tell a story, it wasn't like that at all. Like the way they put it, he was like trapped in a cell, and like, why can't they ever just tell the truth when it comes to that? You know what I mean? I think the closest they ever got was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, because that movie where it's like, everybody was drawn to Devil's Mountain, that big, it's actually a tree stump, but that big tree stump, and on top of it was like first contact, and they were like communicating through music and lights, and like that movie to me was closer, I feel, to some sort of reality than any other UFO movie that they've like put out there. And they always try to make it seem like, it's so annoying how Hollywood does the whole UFO abduction thing.
and it'd be gone.
Why did he make that sound?
On the third night, I'm sitting there in my bed, and I look over across the room, and then there's just this orb of light, probably about softball size, just an orb of light. I look over at it, see it, and it just floats off into my ceiling and is gone. It got so bad that I left the basement. After that third night, I said, I'm not sleeping in the basement anymore. And I moved upstairs to the upstairs room that's on the outer edge of the house. And that was when the abduction started. I don't know exactly when it started. I just know that I would go into these dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It started out more violent, then it got more simple, because there was a full week straight where I was having wet dreams every night. I was having different creatures and that were women and just different stuff, and I would wake up and
I don't know if that's what he's saying, or if that's some type of haunting in the house, because it could really go either way. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's an alien abduction. You know what I mean? You could just be living in a haunted ass house and you need to get out. You know? It's crazy.
Look at my pants, and sometimes there'd be nothing, and
yeah, okay. We
sometimes they would just.
Why were they gathering eggs and this? And they told me they were making a hybrid race.
And for what?
They didn't want. I wanted to know for what, but they never gave an inkling of what it was for, of what this hybrid race would be doing, where it would be, or what. My grandfather died in 1940, so this was in the 1930s when these things were happening with them. She said they would be sitting on the side porch at night, and they would see lights over the oil wells, and a lot of times they would see what they thought were little children dressed in white running around the oil wells. And on several times they saw it in the daytime. They would see these little children dressed in white. And once or twice they got up to go see if they could catch the little children and find out who they were, and they would start out, but by the time they would get there, the children would be gone. The main concept was creating a hybrid breed. At least that's what they told me, that they were trying to create a race of people that could live in our atmosphere and in their atmosphere. And they had not yet produced that person. Now, on another occasion, I remembered being shown a baby that really favored my grandson a lot. If you would, give it the slant eyes, they weren't as big as their eyes, but it looked human.
Right.
And I knew that this was my child, and I wanted to take that child with me, but they said that it would not be able to live in this atmosphere. Well, I know that it was physical, because if I did not get out of that car, where did I get all that dirt that was up to here on me? If I just stepped out of the car and looked up, because we were on pavement. So it's no way that I could have got that much dirt on me just standing outside a car on the street looking.
Right.
And that's the first thing that let me know that it was real. And beside this knot, which might be, you could say that it could be anything. The bruises are real.
No, she do got a knot on the side of her head. That's crazy. It's something about the way she's speaking make me feel like she's telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like she's not flinching. She's not looking in other areas. Like she's looking right at the person who's interviewing and like telling them like it is. You know what I mean? Mabel.
Nobody is beating me up in my sleep, because if anybody hit me that hard, I would wake up. And the places where I have the bruises, I couldn't give them to myself. And like I said, if I bumped into something that hard, I would certainly remember it.
Right.
So it's real to me. It's not really a frightening experience. It's just, it happens, and it doesn't leave you frightened. I think the thing that frightened me the most was that I was not consciously aware of what had happened, and I did not know what to put these ships with. I didn't have anything concrete to say, well, they're coming to do this or that. I just had the frightening feeling. And after I found out what had happened, I was at peace with what had happened, knowing that there's nothing that I can do about it, because I cannot stop them. Nobody can stop them from doing what they want to do. Nobody on this earth. Because they are too far advanced mentally and technologically, for we don't have a defense at all.
Mm.
They do magic.
Yeah, they could come in today and take over if that was their desire. But like I said, I don't feel it's their desire to take over through violence, and they don't care about government. See, government control is not their thing.
Her accent trips me up, bro. Government. Hey, I kind of believe her story, to be honest. She seems like she's telling her story. You know what I mean? The way she remembers it, and it's so crazy when they talk about the whole hybrid thing, because it's like you hear all these different agendas. Like she's just talked about her whoever her people were, and that their agenda was to create a race that could be in an Earth atmosphere and on their planet as an atmosphere. And then you hear about the agendas where it's like they have a disease or some type of mutation and they're trying to correct it by including human DNA or something like that. So it's like there's so many different agendas out there, so many different species I feel like that have different agendas. And she said hers look like, you know, these little bitty short people with like a white suit or something on. But why would they be around the oil fields? Like oil? Why? Like what is that resource to them? I don't know. That's the only part where it's like, why would they? I don't know. That's interesting though. Grandma Mabel.
They want bodies, and they want minds that are going to do what they want the minds to do, but they need the bodies to do whatever it is with. And that's where we come in. Ask them. Why would they?
And I remember one of the beings just sat there by the table just staring at me, and I could see their eyes. They were this large, circular, golden brown, speckled eyes. I mean, they didn't have like the sclera or whatever it is, the whites of our eyes that we normally do.
Okay.
It was just complete iris. It was complete. There was large black pupils just staring at me this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this large insect, praying mantis looking thing comes around the table, grabs my head and turns it to the left, and then sticks a large needle into my neck behind my ear. And at that point, everything just went fuzzy. Everything just felt warm, fuzzy, and just like I was in a daze. And the next thing I know is I'm able to move again, and these smaller little beings, they grab me off the table and they lead me to an adjacent room. And in that room, they hand me a small black box, and they had me open the box, and inside the box, it just exploded in light. It was like an information download watching 1,000 movies play at once at like light speed. It was just memories, images of like mountains, stars,
So like a download.
Symbols, mathematical equations, like flashes as images of like different memories of like just normal stuff, like walking down a roadway, walking up to a hill, just random stuff, maps, all random shit. And at that point, it brought me to a memory of my own past life, to where I saw my own family die in a car accident, walk up to my own house, and then I shot myself. And then that memory ended, and then once that ended, they took the box away and closed it. And then they led me back down that hallway that I was running down at the beginning, led me back into that large hangar-type area, and then I was just in my room. And then they were laying me back down into my bed, and then they walked back to my window, and they turned around, and that telepathic voice again said, "We'll be seeing you again soon." And then that was it. Apparently it's all part of the plan, and they don't tell you what the plan is. It's just that you're a part of it. And I'm a science guy. I'm a spiritualist guy. I don't think that these things are angels, demons, or anything like that. I think they're people just like us, and I don't know what they want with us. And I remember one of the.
Can you take me back to that night and just kind of walk me through step by step what happened?
Absolutely. We got off around 5 o'clock that evening. We parked and walked down to the pier. And that's when I noticed coming from behind me, there was some hazy blue lights, like the patrol cars used. And I was thinking, oh boy, we fixing to go to jail. We turned around about the same time and looked. There was 3 bulky-looking creatures coming toward us. They was gray in color. They had skin that kind of looked like an elephant. So one grabbed me by the left arm, and I automatically felt an injection. It paralyzed me. I could roll my eye.
Y'all know how I feel about certain music and, you know, like the way they do certain movies when it comes to Hollywood. Like, it's already a scary story. So what's the purpose of the scary music? You know what I mean? Like, it's not really necessary, bro. Like, the story is scary on its own. You don't have to do all the jump scare stuff, and it's so annoying. I really want you guys to watch this video, though. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to watch it all the way through because he talks about some stuff that's a little too out there for YouTube. But yeah, I'm on TikTok, so go to Creatures and Cryptids and then type in Calvin Parker, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Let's go to the next one.
I could personally witness what's going on in the lower levels of Dulce so that I could tell people. And for years I peeled back because it was just absolutely too awful to tell anyone. And I didn't know how people would react. And also I was afraid that my life might be put in danger by spilling the beans on what I saw. But we get there to Dulce and we approach an area where small crafts are coming in. There's lots of them. It's like a big hangar. And out of each craft, I could see that they would bring out 1, sometimes 2. I don't know if there was 3 or not. It could have been 3 maybe, humans. And they put them in like a little buggies that was on like a rail track. And they set the people up in that. Now, the overseers operating the system, shockingly to me, were human, or they appeared to be human. And what shocked me even more was these tall, Nordic, blonde-haired, blue-eyed men operating this system. We drew close to where these humans, overseers, were working. These overseers could not see me, nor the entity that was guiding me and taking me there. We were, to me, ethereal.
Okay, so it sounds like he's talking about like an out-of-body experience. Like he was having an out-of-body experience where he was guided to this place, because how else did they not see him? You know what I mean? Like, they would have seen him if he was actually there physically in his body, but he wasn't physically there. So this is like an out-of-body experience, like a remote viewing type.
We were not in solid form where they could see us, but these workers, these Nordic people, were solid material. The humans they brought in, they put in these little train cars, were all sitting there like zombies, like they were stunned. And one of the things that bothered me, in the first time I saw this with Barbara under hypnosis, it really wrecked me emotionally. I could personally witness what's going on.
Whoa, I bet he's got a story.
We're talking with Betty Hill, famous and first abductee. September 19, 1961, Betty, while driving with her husband Barney, was heading south from Canada when very early in the morning, he saw a strange light behind the car. It was September 19th. But what time was that, Betty, that this light behind the car appeared?
Well, we would cross over the border into New Hampshire, and I think we started to see this light follow.
I've actually read a lot of books about this particular case, and if you watch Ancient Aliens or any, if you're in this community, period, I'm pretty sure you've heard of this story. So I'm probably gonna skip over this one, but just so you guys know, it's cryptic. And then if you type in this, you should be able to find the video. But yeah, I've heard this case so many times, so I'm not gonna watch this one. We're gonna skip.
When that first being explained to you, he wasn't there to harm you, he was only there to help you.
Right.
Was there any other communication, any other times that you saw them or
Yeah.
experienced them?
Yeah. 2 nights later, this was on, it was a Monday night when we had the experience on the river, Chris Jr. and the group. Wednesday night. Now, wife wasn't coming home to Friday, right? So we're staying the rest of the week there, just Junior and I. And Wednesday night, I'm struggling with Chris Jr. because he's in shock and he's had a really scary experience, right? He was in a bad way. And these same dogs start barking again. Same way, scary bark.
You gotta trust them
So I
animals.
ran to the back door and could look out over the whole property, out through the back, full glass back door. And there was a Christmas tree farm beside us, a big one. And they had new trees where people would send them out, cut all these trees. Just seeing my son get upset again all over because now we got 2 nights later these lights in the backyard again. And it's taken me 2 days to kind of calm him down, and now he's freaked out bad. Oh my God, he's just really freaked. And so I just had this bit of rage come in me, and I walked over to the gun cabinet and I grabbed a little holster, 44 Magnum rifle, little short saddle gun I used to bear hunt with. I'm on record, Boone and Crockett record book for shooting 660-pound black bear.
Wow.
North Carolina. So big, it was a record at that time. Still in probably the top 5. But I took that gun and I said, "You come with me, Junior." He said, "No, I'm not going out that door." He said, "Please don't leave me, Dad." I said, "Son, I'm going to end this tonight." That's what I told him. I was just being a father, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked back to that far back right corner, and I went through that little opening you see. So I crawled, dragging that gun under these trees until I got about 20 feet from that orb, 20, maybe 30 feet. And the electricity from it, the buzz, the static, my whole body felt like needles. The hair was standing up, and every goosebump on me was just tingling.
Whoa.
And the energy was so strong, I couldn't go any closer. I just turned around and I backed away, walked back out of the forest, crawled out. And I got to the pine trees where the fence was crunched.
Mm-hmm.
I stood up and I went to step over that fence. And the minute I went to step over that fence, there were 2 of these beings just appeared right in front of me. They were standing like 3 feet from me. And just enough gap I could walk between them.
See,
and
this
immediately I felt...
I really want to hear this guy's story, so trust me, I'm definitely going to play this. But what I was going to say is, you hear the music that he's playing in the background, like, it's not that creepy, scary, like, it's soft, because the story is enough. Like, I really want people to get this. Like, I mean, if you're a horror channel or you're like a horror, movie place or whatever it's called, studio, then it makes sense because your intention is to scare people. But like, if this is like a documentary, like, there's no need to have the music. It, in a way, it takes away from the story. You know what I mean? Like, the energy of the music makes it to where you don't want to pay attention because you make it so jumpy and so scary that people are just like, I'm not gonna watch this. This isn't my vibe. But when you make it like this, the way this guy does it, it's so perfect. Like, it's so perfect. I'm literally gonna give him a like because I feel like this is how it's supposed to be. Like, let the story speak for itself, and don't have the crazy music that they do whenever they're making documentaries about anything that's in our particular our whole community, which is like the spirituality, UFO type community. Like the music, the scary music is not necessary, bro. It's really not. Make it like this and people will watch it for days, bro. Let's keep going.
Felt this shame come over me. Shame that I had this rifle. Why I brought this to fight something that there ain't no fighting, right? So I took the gun and I tried to hide it behind me. And what they put in my head was what changed me. From that point on, I never hunted again. I don't harm bugs. I have a way with animals now nobody understands. I have 50, 100 ducks. Wild ducks will fly in and fly right up to me. If you come out there, they're gone. But they'll fly right up and eat from me, feed them. Wild mallards. And if anybody knows about mallard ducks, they're one of the most skittish creatures in the world. They fly at, thousands of feet high at 80 miles an hour, and you need duck calls and blinds and decoys in the water to get one to land. Well, I have whole flocks of them fly right in and eat. I can feed them. But that wasn't like that before. But these beings told me that they changed me. They told me that the way they put it in my head, when I say told me, they don't really talk. They put images that It's just telepathic, I guess you could say. But it made me understand that the whole world is a living, is alive. Everything from the grass to every single animal, bird, tree, all had a consciousness. The cells in the body, like within the human body, you don't tell your body what to do. Something outside of us is telling our body how to function. The molecules, each cell that divides from one cell to the other has a conscience. So I'm just a part of that. I can't get the words out I want to say, but it just changed me in such a way that I began to cry about everything. I've cried for the last 7, 8, 10 years, I guess, about everything. When I see something get hurt, it just kills me.
That's his story. Like I haven't seen this. I'm like genuinely reacting, but like his story reminds me of the movie Powder, which is like one of my top 5 favorite movies. But like in that movie, Powder touches the guy who's a hunter, and then he just can't hunt anymore. Like just the thought of hurting something, like just like this guy, like it brings him to tears. Like he just cannot do it. That reminds me of this so much. It's so crazy because I have never ever heard this guy's story before. Chris Bledsoe. Alien abduction experience in the government was the only one that listened. Chris continues to experience a UFO phenomenon on a daily basis. That's crazy. His story is so interesting. Like I would seriously watch a whole documentary of just this guy talking about the different experiences that he's had. Like seriously, I'm so interested in this guy's story. I'm seriously gonna look this guy up.
But it came from that experience with these beings on how they told me how everything's a living consciousness and I don't have the right to take its life. That we live in a mutualistic way. Like your stomach, for example.
Symbiosis.
You have bacteria in your stomach that digest chlorophyll, plant material. The human can't do it, but this bacteria does. And it secretes the nutrients that you get from that plant, and it survives because you're feeding it the plant material, right? So it's a mutualistic way we live, and it's like a tree gives you wood for a house, it gives you shade for the sun, a nest for a bird, oxygen to breathe. And the list goes on. So everything has a part of life on this planet, and it's not up to us to destroy it and abuse it. And I could talk about this for days.
Wow. When that first being explained to you.
I seriously would listen to that guy talk about that for days. Like exactly what he said, I 100% believe. Like life is supposed to be symbiotic. We are supposed to be helping and sharing. It's not the way it is now. It's completely twisted. It's backwards. This world is not supposed to be working like this. Like this guy's story. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm gonna have to watch this again because it is so beautiful. You know, like I've seen so many alien abduction stories that's not positive like this. You know what I mean? Like it's not positive at all. It's like neutral is the way they put it. Like, oh, it was just something that they needed and they blah blah blah. But like this guy is saying these beings actually changed him on the inside. Like changed the way he views the whole world. And like that negativity that he was bringing to the situation with his son, he was changed in a way that showed him life doesn't have to be like this. You know, it doesn't have to be violent. Like you don't have to be scared. Hold up, let's just watch one more time. Looks like we have one more viewer. Whoever it is, I appreciate you. I hope you don't mind me playing this video one more time because I really, really like this guy's story.
He wasn't there to harm you. He was only there to help you.
Right.
Was there any other communication, any other times that you saw them or experienced them?
Yeah. 2 nights later, this was on, I think it was a Monday night when we had the experience on the river, Chris Jr. and the group. Wednesday night. Now, wife wasn't coming home to Friday, right? So we're staying the rest of the week there, just Junior and I. And Wednesday night, I'm struggling with Chris Jr. because he's in shock and he's had a really scary experience, right? He was in a bad way. And these same dogs start barking again, same way, scary bark. So I ran to the back door and could look out over the whole property, out through the back, full glass back door. And there was a Christmas tree farm beside us, a big one. They had new trees where people would send them out, cut all these trees. Just seeing my son get upset again all over because now we got 2 nights later these lights in the backyard again. And it's taken me 2 days to kind of calm him down, and now he's freaked out bad. Oh, my God, he's just really freaked. And so I just had this bit of rage come in me, and I walked over to the gun cabinet, and I grabbed a little holster, 44 Magnum rifle, little short saddle gun I used to bear hunt with. I'm on record, Boone and Crockett record book for shooting 660-pound black bear.
Wow.
North Carolina. So big, it was a record at that time. Still in probably the top 5. But I took that gun and I said, "You come with me, Junior." He said, "No, I'm not going out that door." He said, "Please don't leave me, Dad." I said, "Son, I'm going to end this tonight." That's what I told him. I was just being a father, I guess. So I walked back to that far back right corner, and I went through that little opening you see. So I crawled, dragging that gun under these trees until I got about 20 feet from that orb, 20, maybe 30 feet. And the electricity from it, the buzz, the static, my whole body felt like needles. The hair was standing up, and every goosebump on me was just tingling. Whoa. And the energy was so strong, I couldn't go any closer. I just turned around and I backed away, walked back out of the forest, crawled out. And I got to the pine trees where the fence was crunched. I stood up and I went to step over that fence. And the minute I went to step over that fence, there were 2 of these beings just appeared right in front of me. They're standing like 3 feet from me, and just enough gap I could walk between them. And immediately I felt this shame come over me. Shame that I had this rifle why I brought this to fight something that there ain't no fighting, right? So I took the gun and I tried to hide it behind me. And what they put in my head was what changed me. From that point on, I never hunted again. I don't harm bugs. I have a way with animals now nobody understands. I have 50, 100 ducks. Wild ducks will fly in and fly right up to me. If you come out there, they're gone. But they'll fly right up and eat from me, feed them. Wild mallards. And if anybody knows about mallard ducks, they're one of the most skittish creatures in the world. They fly at thousands of feet high at 80 miles an hour, and you need duck calls and blinds and decoys in the water to get one to land. Well, I have whole flocks of them fly right in and eat. I can feed them. But that wasn't like that before. But these beings told me that they changed me. They told me that the way they put it in my head, when I say told me, they don't really talk. They put images that you know. It's just telepathic, I guess you could say. But it made me understand that the whole world is a living, is alive. Everything from the grass to every single animal, bird, tree, all had a consciousness. The cells in the body, like within the human body, you don't tell your body what to do. Something outside of us is telling our body how to function. The molecules, each cell that divides from one cell to the other has a conscience. So I'm just a part of that. I can't get the words out I want to say, but it just changed me in such a way that I began to cry about everything. I've cried for the last 7, 8, 10 years, I guess, about everything. When I see something get hurt, it just kills me. But it came from that experience with these beings on how they told me how everything's a living consciousness and I don't have the right to take its life, that we live in a mutualistic way. Like your stomach, for example. You have bacteria in your stomach that digest chlorophyll, plant material. The human can't do it, but this bacteria does. And it secretes the nutrients that you get from that plant. And it survives because you're feeding it the plant material, right?
This is just, man, let's see. I really wanted to watch that all the way through, but it looks like
so it's a mutualist.
We weren't able to watch all of it. Well, you can go back and watch it again if you want to, but I think I know who this guy is. I think he's written a couple of books about his experiences, and I was going to buy one, and I don't think I ever did, but his story is just, I don't know, it's something about it. It's just unique. Let's see if we have any more.
When I was young, I have memories of something coming into my room at night and things being done to me, and I never really talked about being abducted or aliens or anything to my family because I knew they wouldn't believe me. But this started when I was about 4 years old, and I kept it inside me, and it came out in many different ways, and I never shared it until I was into my 30s. But it is really important that if you have a memory of something, don't let anyone tell you it's not your memory. When I was young,
for sure.
I don't know if I should be talking about my alien abduction stories on social media because the last time I did, I got a lot of distressed calls from people questioning my sanity. But this is TikTok, and this is welcome. That's like the baseline here. But I keep interacting like with this. I never felt scared and I never felt in danger, but it's like a 10-foot tall almost like shrimp looking like creature. But I believe they call them insectoids. I look up online, it shows them doing like procedures on humans. And it's also interesting because my partner, the King of Pentacles, Oge, has seen these too, and they were looking at the x-ray of his arm. I guess couples that get abducted together stay together. I don't know if I should be talking.
I guess.
This hiker captured a massive 9-foot tall Bigfoot on camera. Watch this, y'all.
Check this footage out, y'all. Crypto University here. This is one of the best pieces of footage that we've been able to get our hands on to show you guys. This is a legit Sasquatch that was recorded on rail cam. And if you look closely, you can even see the gray on its beard. You can make out its nose and its facial features.
That's not a bear.
Right now, it's just walking through the woods, throwing trees around. Check out that gray beard. You can see pieces of it right there, but you're going to keep watching. You're going to see most of his face. There he goes. Look at his nose. Whoa. I say this is easily a 8 through 9 footer. This was recorded in East Texas. This is a legit Sasquatch, you guys. Look how wide the shoulders are.
Big.
Check him out.
That thing is huge.
Yes, it is.
It's videos like this that make me think Bigfoot is real. 100%. As you can see, there's a clear defined face on this creature. Apparently a hiker got this on camera, on his trail camera, in East Texas. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
Yeah, 100% Bigfoot is real. Without a doubt. I mean, there's so many Bigfoot communities in Kentucky, which is the state that I'm in. It's so many communities because it's so much wildlife. It's so many reservations and forests and stuff like that. And people have just sworn up and down that they've seen Bigfoot, not just one, but like whole families. So, 100%. Well, that's the last video, you guys. So I appreciate everyone for watching. Means a lot. Like I said, I'm sorry I took a hiatus. It's been a while since I've been online, but we're back. So hopefully this Sunday I'll be able to get you another video. Sunday 7, maybe 9 p.m. We'll see. It'll probably be 9 p.m. But I hope you guys are able to join me for that as well. Just to the one person that's watching, I'm not sure who that is, but in the beginning, I showed a lot of like the weird weather in Texas and London, England, like just floods and everything going on in the whole world, really. And what it reminded me of was, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. It reminded me of this. Let me show you guys. Because there's this book. So let's take that down. There's this book. And it's called, let's see. Yes. This book right here. The Coming Global Superstorm. And it's by Whitley Strieber and Art Bell. And Art Bell is the guy who had that. It was like a radio talk show back in the day. But this book came out forever ago. I actually have this book. But in this book, he is just describing all of these things that are about to happen. And it's so crazy because a lot of them have been coming true in the 2000s and in the 2000s where we are right now. So it's just kind of crazy that out of all the things that he said, almost 90% of those things have happened that are in this book. If you haven't read it, you should definitely read it. I'm pretty sure, look, $5. There's no reason you shouldn't read this book. I think this is exactly the copy that I have right here. This one. That's what the book looks like that I have. And I think he did another rendition of it, like a newer version. But this is the one that I have. The Coming Global Superstorm. It's a really, really good book. It's so interesting because almost, like I said, 90% of what he put in this book is coming true right now. And he wrote this book in 1999. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. But that's the show, you guys. I appreciate the one person that's hanging out. Don't know who you are, but I'm sending blessings your way. And I hope that this Sunday you can be here again to watch the show. So, with that, I'm out, you guys. Peace.
Ancient songs in moonlight stream, celestial dance in heaven seen, silent echoes, cosmic scheme, veil of night, a velvet veil, eternal secret stars unveil, shadows weave a mystic tale. Underneath the hearts prevail. Sing with light and endless grace. Galaxies in vast embrace. Wonders shine in boundless space. Infinite, the sacred place. Nebulae in hue so rare, cloak of night, their beauty